When do you know something is wrong but can't pinpoint it? You act okay, but a whisper says, she's not really here. In today's video, I'll reveal 11 subtle symptoms of her infidelity. Trust me, you're not insane. Marcus's bodily, emotional, mental, and spiritual standpoint. When you're fatigued, think of Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who understood the mind better than most psychotherapists. This movie might rescue your relationship despite misunderstanding, confusing signals, and emotional games. Second, subscribe to our channel and like this video to help us locate the truth. Keep watching till the finish because Stoic wisdom will illuminate the topic. First, we may examine Marcus Aurelius's works from a Stoic perspective. If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. Think of your life as continually seeking clarity. Connection. Imagine seeing her with clear, unflinching comprehension. Most individuals start marriages with an optimistic mindset, ignoring warning flags because they desire, be a nice person and don't quarrel about it. Marcus advises, hoping against consolation. First symptom, covert dishonesty. Small lies may have great consequences. Don't estimate her loyalty. Read the indications. Imagine seeing her for the first time and thinking, wow, she's hiding her weaknesses. She might be charming, amusing, and safe. Remember the feeling of finally relaxing with. She may have been dozing in the dark, her head on your breast, as you felt the world become quiet. During that late-night talk, you unwittingly told her about your upbringing. Your soul was forever changed by first sharing your fears, goals, and failures. She never listened, but someone did for a long time. She gave just basic information, unlike you. She told you about her career and relationships. But did she reveal her inner life? Has she felt secure being herself around you? That suggests it wasn't ideal, or you kept removing layers while she maintained them. Physically and emotionally, it's her first indicator of infidelity. Covering her fragility protects a woman's soul before her physical infirmity becomes visible. Commitment is born not only from suffering, but also from connection. For there is no commitment absent connection, said Aurelius. You should be an ethical guy in love and tolerate your relationship's agony. Be honest, vulnerable, and do your hardest. Imagine how many times she shifted the topic after you said something insightful and honest. She smiled briefly and said, "Oh, honey." She checked her phone to see how many nights you shared her sentiments. Though present, she felt lonely and remote. Warning sign that a loving woman wants to be seen, not just felt. Yearns to give you hers, and when she doesn't, you feel lonely and sad. She may feel acquainted or intimate, deep diving when buoyant. Keeping secrets undermines trust. This narrative belongs to you, so acknowledge it. Her effort to hide her weaknesses, generally a defensive technique, indicates she isn't committed. We've just started 10 more, so why give her everything if she's not in? Clues that lead to the film's finale and reveal if she's loyal. Ever heard someone say they love you? She changes words and patterns. Even if she's lonely, she says she loves, adores, and is dedicated to you. However, the computations seem wrong. Says they miss you, but seldom see each other. She hides her phone, stating you're alone. She claims you can speak about anything while you're together, yet she overlooks some things. Be honest with yourself if she changes. When did she cease acting herself? Memories of her early honest words return. She may have sent a good morning SMS to inquire how your day went without you waking up. She would support you psychologically, emotionally, and physically. But ultimately, love is about how words and actions fade away, not simply what occurs between two people. When her actions contradict her words, something is awry. Dangerous. Marcus Aurelius souls are tinted by. In relationships, your soul is dyed by your truth. Patterns rather than promises. People say what they want to hear, but has she always said, "I'm tired," or "I've been"? Habits repeat. Have you ever fallen asleep while waiting for a call because she was too busy to answer your why she was distant question? Your phone, near your bed, indicates that you're seeking clarity and feeling like, we want to trust her. But few men would confess to taking freebies instead of a meaningful commitment. I trusted her because love gives us hope and Stoicism teaches reality. Marcus would reply, If someone could prove me wrong and demonstrate. If she has no proof, don't believe her. The third sign, inconsistent expression and behavior. Fantasy, a determined lady, shows it via her actions. Being sincerely committed to you shows their dedication. Your peace is at stake if you're continuously striving to modify her conduct or words. That's nice jargon for confusion. But stay, because I have something to say. Signs validate your backup plan or liberate you. Strategy A was you. Can you recall being more than simply her top priority? Someone for whom she would change her schedule, abandon plans, and stay up all night. Talking to you was her life. Every text message with her name made your heart skip a beat. After asking about your diet, safe return home, and daily routine, she would rather make plans than find answers. You were her first and last thoughts in the morning, and before she fainted, attempting to escape, you were her go-to for answers to questions she hadn't even asked. She calls you when bored, now that you're her backup. Despite her late SMS responses, she always promises to meet you next week. Makes time for others. You're no longer the one she sacrifices for, she accommodates. Handy. And worst of all, she claims you're valuable and offers you tiny, hopeful things, but never enough. Do not do wrong, said Marcus Aurelius. Love makes us forget what's right, even if we know better. When did she abandon reality for the known? When did being there become a luxury and paying attention to you a favor? Avoid deceiving yourself, you're always wrong and humiliated. Being available to someone who's seldom available isn't neediness. Respectful relationships make you feel chosen, not tolerated. Devoted women. The quest of approbation causes instability. Devotes her time, energy, and effort to you rather than her finances. If she keeps delaying you, she wants to make sure you're okay. Everything her life except love that provide emotional crumbs. No matter how much you loved, you were never backup. She's suffering herself too deeply to notice the difference. Yet love that doesn't last is a magnificent illusion. Persist with me since the following indication may hit harder, and by the conclusion of the film, you'll know not to compromise. Can she ever conceal you? Despite it being just the beginning, enter her world. You go outdoors after a night of laughing, touching hands, and chatting, and feel dreadful. When you feel like that, you disappear. Along with your identity, love, and existence. Even if you're not insane anymore. It was fascinating when you could ramble for hours without understanding a word. You could feel the connection, plan, and dream openly, because she did too. Despite her claim, months or years had passed. No Instagram posts, no socializing. Her folks don't see your adoration, she says, since she's secretive. Though she argues otherwise. She feels comfortable revealing personal facts online. Hidden connections differ from private ones. Never put any value on anything that would cause you to betray your word or suffer a loss, he added. Valuing yourself, why do you keep avoiding responsibility and hurting yourself? Her last public declaration of love for you was when introduced you as her lover, partner, and person, not simply a friend. Faithful women want the world to know because it tells everything in one moment. Not because they need it. She likes you and wants to say, this is. In Dicta 5, emotional withdrawal piece precedes physical symptoms. My guy keeps secrets from you, therefore it's not shy. Privacy comes from separating from others. I love you, brother. You weren't created to be someone's. If you're bored of gently loving someone, you were designed to be their prideful choice, a naughty delight. Someone in the shadows, when she lights up without you, you'll have to ask, is she faithful? To stay with me as long as she keeps her choices open, since concealed love rots. If you've survived this far, you're ready for the following signs, ugly truth. Last, have you felt the same for her? She's just emotionally open when it suits her. She's cold and incoherent one minute, emotional the next. When she seeks comfort, attention, or acceptance, she relaxes. Similarities exist, you go back in and vanish again. Permitted me to save you from emotional betrayal, one of the most subtle and painful indicators. Once, you were struggling with a loved one's death or your job's responsibilities. You asked her for help, but she did nothing, draining you emotionally. She remarked, I don't know what to say. She shifted the topic, insulting you further. Whether she was sad, fought with a friend, or lonely, you were there. You gave her time, words, and energy. As a guy who loves her, but have you observed her emotions? Someone who serves her emotionally is self-serving, not loving. Marcus Aurelius. Think on how lucky you are every morning to live, enjoy, and love. One partner cannot love, while the other bears all the emotional difficulties in a committed relationship. Two-way emotional availability in a relationship. When respect wanes, loyalty follows. Consistency seems comfortable. But when someone is emotionally unavailable until they need you, it's hard to continue a connection. It's the toughest to confess, yet it's the most manipulative love. Unsafe emotional absence appears like a shoulder full of affection and sorrow. You must tell her, "Only you understand me," as she is mute in reverse. A transaction, not a relationship. How often have you given your all? Cup till it was empty, and she never filled it again. How often have you had to pull through to help her? Love is not a light switch you turn on and off as needed. There is no enduring dedication. If her vulnerability is for her benefit, she is not genuinely dedicated to you. She finds temporary comfort in your heart, but you deserve more. Please stay for something that will explain everything. After that, you won't let anybody control your emotions again. Her future plans seldom include, imagine joining her vision of the future, the final time. Her dream career, solo trips, and objectives. Are you an ally or an intruder in her plan? You recall your first discussions about your goals. You may party, travel, or have a family. You could sense her delight as you anticipated becoming part of her future plans. These topics modified or ended today when she says, "I not we." When questioned about her future intentions, you're her unassuming onlooker, and her schedule is hers. Let's not plan too far ahead. She says, talking about the future hurts. I love you, buddy, so enjoy it till it becomes usual. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more. Sign 7. Testing boundaries warns of even minor betrayals. Stop arguing about what a nice man is. As you contemplate love, remember that it purposely includes you. Are you lowering your goals to meet hers? Love doesn't wait for that invitation when you plan alone. Being in limbo is the slowest way to self-destruction. Because someone loves and trusts you, suddenly embraces you too. One who considers you her lifelong partner will never discuss a future without you. Her destination and future family life are discussed. Never being there isn't loyalty. You need a partner who shares your ambition and inventiveness, not someone who values independence emotionally. Someone thinks ahead and incorporates you because loving without a goal is like starting again. Hold on to me. Deeper facts will be revealed, and you'll learn whether you're loved entirely. Does she ever say "I love you" before changing her mind? Feel absolutely alone? If so, you've undoubtedly experienced something quite traumatic. Did she whisper those 3 words? Love exists, but when was it? Were hugging, her head on your chest, maybe holding hands, while they drove to quiet music. As she spoke those words, your heart was on the edge of bursting. Everything became evident. Even though things have changed, she still says she loves you when she's upset. She's either guilty or moody after a fight, but something's odd. The unpleasant fact is that my love for you is a cover for what's lacking. Her actions contradict her claim that she loves you. She says she's too busy for you. Though she pretends to love you, she often ignores your needs. 8th sign, aversion to commitment, excuses, hide aspirations. Persists because of your passionate remembrance of her, despite suffering or indifference. I remember the gal who sent you a happy morning after seeing your minor details. The grumpy individual who used to be hard to notice now clings to words, and her actions finally turn you off. Your love resembles Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If her love is merely verbal and not proven in deeds, dependability, or expressions, please let me test your devotion. When was the last time you felt her love without hearing it? She showed it by her presence, devotion, attentiveness, and patience. Wanting to recall that moment, you know words are lovely, but cheap. A dedicated woman's love shines through, even when expressed by a hypocrite. She selects, holds, listens, and respects you daily. Whatever she means by "I love you," her actions will make you feel it continually. Be skeptical, she may love your concept more than you. If the next sign says you love me, I may never recover. After she's fast, you'll stop pursuing and expect action. Have you ever blamed yourself for relationship problems? Do you hesitate to accept responsibility for her mistakes? Even if it's not your fault, remember that. Feud. Perhaps you were screaming over something little. Honest, but your oversensitivity backfired the moment you said. What occurred when you overreacted and caused drama again? Slowly turned your anguish into guilt. Continues to chew you up, making you wonder whether you're bad. Do I constantly fail? Should love be like walking on an iceberg? Have you fallen for someone who never claims you? Apologies, but she will argue with you until the end, contradicting your words and defending her tone and attitude. Constant complaints indicate dissatisfaction. She stays mute when questioned about responsibility, but withdraws emotionally or physically. Despite her proximity, she would still wait for you to repair things. You may assume she's that way because of all she's gone through. Confrontation takes time, and everyone has wounds, but Marcus Aurelius said human folly causes all evil. Keep your eyes open and don't let others' emotional immaturity cloud your judgment. Display the truth loyal women cherish most. Instead of having her ego prevent her from admitting her faults, she would apologize and meet. Adoration isn't about winning debates. It's about protecting bond. When did she last lead? Without modifying the storyline, giving explanations, or making you the adversary. When was the last time? Look at your injured pride and say, that one's on me. I'm sorry. It's bad, but loyalty is emotional, not simply about avoiding cheating. Development and denying responsibility isn't only about avoiding blame. Their ego is more important than yours. Hence, this love won't endure. Dangerous, and may slowly transform you. She blames others to maintain peace, not because she did something wrong. My buddy, blaming others without taking responsibility is not a partnership. Stay put. The following indication will destabilize your world even more. She avoids difficult chats on number 9. A serious talk with her but got no answer. Disruption or discomfort while discussing crucial topics. Troubled by a personal situation, you approach her openly, maybe with a selfishness is not love. Worry, because it weakens communication, the core of relationships, and instead of a mature debate, you change focus, leave, or worse. Argument that radically changes the situation, leaving you feeling misunderstood and alone. The one who wants to change, but can't express it, and every time you mention it, it frustrates you. She stops talking or starts an argument, and you end up, when you're attempting to grab someone's attention, empathy, or connection, you may start disputing whether this is emotional or physical. Escalating the problem while avoiding unpleasant talks makes it worse. Putting space between you, recall late-night chats, combining her worries and your goals. Brief conversations that made you grin, lengthy chats concerning your past, future, and life's what-ifs. More comfortable discussing difficult topics when all participants could be heard. Regardless of their opinions, everyone still understands each other, but nowadays, you have to. Sincere, every unexpected problem seems. She avoids difficult topics like a wall. People develop relationships via confrontation, which she avoids. Aurelius said, any hurdle that leads to action might become a path. When your cooperation is ignored, nothing gets done. My personal question, unresolved issues divide you. When was the last time she seemed interested? She treated your last essential item with care and respect. Your pledge to her is forgotten if quiet speaks louder. She's hurting you by concealing facts. Love has nothing to do with it. Past behavior predicts future behavior. Sign 11. Betrayal history. It's vital to discuss tough subjects together. If she refuses, converses, she may not want to grow with you and select simple things. Unexpected events alter the emphasis from casual to meaningful dates. Discuss your goals, difficulties, and objectives to see whether she's ready to collaborate. If she's attempting to keep you in a monotonous routine, listen to me. The next indication may be different. 10. She puts others before you. So you'll know whether you're progressing or squandering time. Maybe you felt like a bystander in her life. Occurred when her family, friends, or work came first, and your left to ask for her full attention, energy, and time despite your best attempts. It hurts to realize she doesn't care about you, and be patient. She may have avoided her pals for a while, but when you attempt to make plans, whether she's busy or you're excited to be her guest, enjoy your evening. She works together, but then a family event or friend request requires her. After you tell yourself life is ridiculous, work calls her again. The repeated design makes you question whether I'm not significant enough for her to prioritize me. You spoke and were in love at first. You would discover new methods to communicate your love, and she would surprise you to make you feel unique. Although it was fantastic at first, she made you feel like her most important person. You weren't her first priority once the initial surge and effort faded. How often have you sacrificed for her at the bottom? To meet her needs, you've changed your routine, but what's her frequency of doing the same for you? Loyalty isn't only about avoiding cheating. Stoics manage emotional pain without bitterness. People that love you will go out of their way to demonstrate it. If she prioritizes her friends regularly, she may put them first on important occasions. If she prioritizes family or job and you must accommodate her, love shouldn't be ignored, something's missing. When was the last time she treated you like her most important person? Beyond her words, what did you do to feel acknowledged during good and terrible times? If you're tired of waiting, she did more. Finally get the attention you deserve, or that no one notices you, you may want to. Showing up when it matters may earn you respect and appreciation. Avoid competing with her life, but being involved, don't be a bystander. You want to shape her path, destiny, and love, but if she doesn't, give up second best. This symbol might help you see the broader picture. She's constantly in your thoughts and relationship. Have you ever felt embarrassed yet told her? Did she hide anything? Return to that nagging sensation in your stomach. She ignored or blocked your question. The feeling of discomfort in a relationship you couldn't pinpoint. Perhaps the tiny things made her distant or preoccupied, but she appeared evasive when asked. She said, "Nothing, I'm fine." You did it. Looked into her eyes to sense her energy, which was unusual. Self-belief over external proof. She always says everything is okay, so you wonder whether your anxieties are unfounded. Something deeper, like insecurities, that she's hiding from you, and maybe you too. She spends more time on her phone, which she hides while you're around. Connects with other parties, switches applications, and communicates without your awareness, yet when you ask. Since mismatched components constantly create problems, it's insignificant. When they do, everything functions smoothly. Consider this, when she doesn't react or makes you feel awful about asking. Have you caught her uttering a minor, virtually unnoticeable lie? Small secrets that make you doubt her honesty are usually painful. She murmurs to herself and ignores little issues. She doesn't see why you granted her time alone. You may dismiss it, despite her assertions that it's little. She may be hesitant or trying to impress, shield you from slight injury, or you're overthinking things. But then what? When she withdraws, closes down, or hides, that feeling persists. You become more conscious of being in the dark. Why is she so shy with you? Marcus Aurelius said, "Damage to the beehive harms the bees." Remember when trust was lost and the relationship tanked? When you opened out to someone for the first time? Honesty and loyalty are like sharing your deepest fears, hopes, and secrets. Consistency, not beauty, builds loyalty. Bonds that secrecy and deceit cannot break. But when she keeps hiding something from you, it seems a relationship built on trust-destroying obstacles is little more tougher to fall with time. Have you ever felt that? When was the last time you were entirely trusted, loved her and trusted her naturopathy, honesty, and sincerity? Does that trust feel distant? My memory is blank. Are you serious? Someone she's hiding, or her boyfriend? The indication should help. We can help you understand the connection and decide what to do next, so why stay? Love and devotion are confused with material gain and everlasting existence because of fear of rejection. Stoics value honesty over lying in a group. A woman's infidelity expresses itself when she expresses her message with her enthusiasm and excitement. When quiet resounds and your soul is touched, that is why Marcus composed each quiet moment in the morning to focus myself and recollect what's essential. Strong, competent, and not helpless. Stoics see clearly, do properly, and let go gracefully. 1. Control your emotions. 2. Focus. Keep silent and let her actions speak. 4th. Spend time alone to focus. Marcus would prioritize self-care, morality, self-control, and respect. You have power over your mind, not outside events. That's the key to inner strength no pressure can replace. Finally, subscribe, like, and comment for Stoic wisdom. If you lose loyalty, you select another choice. Without realizing it, walk tall and proud, you must wait for evidence if she's unfaithful. Teaches us that the indicators are enough, and that we must modify how we approach respectable people who wants you rather than merely keeping you around for convenience. Next time, please.